guys, this is GLXY and we are doing the Fabric Limited Edition. So we've got 2 hours to put a tune together using nothing but Ableton and a bunch of samples.
We've got basically a dub techno pack, so we tend to work from samples that are not drum and bass specific, just to kind of get a bit more variety into our sound.
We also picked some samples of Splice as well, just because if we didn't, it would just be 2 hours of us finding samples, which no one wants to see.
No one wants to do that, man. What tempo are we working at? 172?
172.
Oh, you can start, mate. Feel free. Right. Get stuck in. When we start a beat, we just like find a load of samples and just like go from there. Pitch stuff around, chop it up, see what happens. So yeah, we've got some random stuff from Splice. You can find some pretty sick stuff on there from like...
Oh, wow. Just going to spend 2 hours messing around with this one loop.
That sounds really chipmunky, yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Let's do the vocal afterwards and just get the pads.
Let's make a pad. Is that a good key? It's too high.
F, yeah, F sharp. Filter is definitely the most underrated plugin.
And actually, you can put some delay on it as well. A little pink or something. Nice. Spacey.
Nice little pad to start with. Should we find some other little musical cuts? That's the boy.
Yeah, I like that one.
That one?
Yeah. It's got a nice, weird, like, attack on it.
Nice dash on it. Sounds pretty nice, that one.
Maybe get them all in the same keys and see if they're going to work together.
Not far off.
It's up
that
two.
Was too loud, isn't it?
Up 2, probably. No, down. Oh. Just default same key, alright. Nice. Oh yeah, but to be fair, if we read the thing, it does say G sharp or G sharp.
Oh, yeah, true. Right. Yeah, when you warp stuff on Ableton, sometimes the algorithm like just completely collapses. But
it depends how far you pitch it down.
Yeah, you can get some like useful little, like quite nice little artifacts in there. You can just basically take as a nice texture, but sometimes it sounds pretty crap.
Just when you try and pitch stuff too far down, too far up, it kind of just starts falling apart.
Yeah.
Maybe now chop the vocal, I reckon. Let's see what it sounds like as a loop.
All right.
You know everything about me.
So chipmunky.
You know everything about me.
There you go.
We often find ourselves like pitching down vocals and like chopping it around just because it gives it.
Especially because they're just cheesy otherwise.
Yeah.
I'm free. You know everything about me.
Oh, there we go.
When we first started out, we just used to sample vocals from
hot
Spotify or iTunes
samples,
or whatever.
Hot samples, as Ed Fish will call them.
But yeah, we obviously got to be a bit more sensible now. But yeah, Splice is wicked. Like I think we all use it, don't we?
Yeah, I've used it for a while, man.
Did you get that plugin off there as well?
Yeah,
we've got a couple.
Got a couple plugins off there as well. Yeah, it just makes things really affordable. Like rather than just spending 30 quid on a sample pack and only liking 3 samples from it. Yeah. It's a nicer way to work, isn't it?
This is like super cheesy vocal, but I think we managed to like
just put the standard chorus, reverb, delays. What's that really cool delay they've got again?
Echo.
Echo, that's the one. It's too much resonance.
Yeah, isn't it?
Hurt my ears, mate.
I've forgotten here. Nice bit of cathedral, that's what we need, mate.
Yeah. Big, diffuse sound.
That sounds nice, that though. That's just like that.
Just take out, there's some weird low stuff going on there. Yeah.
That sounds right.
Chorus and reverb can mask anything.
I think I do is quite a lot of stuff. Just pitch it down and reverse it.
Tell you what we should do as well. Save the project.
What now?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, go on then.
Good advice.
You're full of good advice, you are, mate.
Yeah.
Where are we saving it to?
Just save it on my computer. It's fine. Saving it's important because, you know, even with the newest Macs, this is the 2019, they can crash. So luckily, to be fair, Ableton's recovery feature is pretty good, actually.
Yeah, man.
I've had a couple of times where I haven't saved stuff and it's managed to
saved you a lot, hasn't it, mate?
Couple times. Couple times. It's got me out of trouble. But yeah, it's just a good habit to save stuff, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Why'd you put the amp on it?
just to crust it up a little bit.
Crust it up. Professional term.
Sometimes when you're using samples to get a vibe down, it just sounds too clean, man. Like
Yeah.
the Ableton amp, like, I do use it quite a lot.
I guess that's the kind of the flip side of using Splice.
Yeah,
If everyone uses Splice, then everyone's gonna have a similar sound.
yeah,
so
very true.
you got to do stuff to try and make it sound a bit different.
Yeah, man.
Pick
That vocal's too dry, man. Dash some aggressive echo on it.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, it's what's like interesting.
Some modulated.
Flange, that's going to sound a bit weird, isn't it? Let's give it a go. There's a dry wet knob for a reason. Have 2 delays.
Yeah, man. Wow.
That sounds kind of cool though, man. It sounds like it's distorting quite a lot.
Why is that? That's too wild.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, man. Crikey.
Man, play it with the thing. I'll tell you what, can we
Maybe if you like dial it down a
do
bit.
this as well, please?
What?
Can we actually organise stuff?
Why do you like organising so much, man?
Because when you have a 80-channel project, which most of our tracks end up being,
Yeah.
trying to find individual sounds is really, really annoying. Just create little groups, man. Literally, just call it music. Yeah, and you can solo whole groups as well. It means you can just process everything at the same time.
Yeah, that is important, man.
Put the metronome
Absolute vibe.
on. Sick. Got to change that,
mate, you gotta mute that
Got to
vibe.
change that road. It's called.
What's it? Command D? No, stuff it.
Having Ableton, like knowing the shortcuts, actually saves so
Yeah.
much time. Just thinking, like,
Do you remember when I first moved over from Fruity Loops?
yeah,
We're at
like,
uni.
literally everything took like 3 times as long. Keyboard shortcuts
my
are
days,
actually
man.
a complete must. I think every drum and bass producer in the world has this break spec. It's a computer music break spec. They're not the best quality to us, but they have every break in it.
It's a production essential, man.
If you're making drum and bass or any sort of breaks-based music, this is just a central part.
I do like using a break, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
We'll,
Not all our music has
no, we'll
breaks,
get
though.
creative. I think we should get creative with it, though.
Yeah, no, that's too breaky. There we go.
Nice. Needs quantizing, though.
With drum and bass, there's so many drums in like a 1-bar pattern.
Yeah.
You need it to be on the grid, otherwise it's going to sound like a mess. And when you go to mix it with other people's tunes, it's going to sound like it's
Yeah.
clanging when it's actually not.
All right, let's have a look at this break.
Maybe just solo the break with the click quickly. Yeah, see, although this pack's really good, the breaks actually aren't completely
true.
in time.
I think when we started out like loading the break in like this, I think we just like leave it as is and then go and play it out somewhere, and then all of a sudden you'd realise, well, that sounds pretty wonky, doesn't it?
Especially when you like layer breaks as well, because
Yeah,
you
man.
get all this weird, like not quite lined up with each other. You get weird
Yeah.
phasing and stuff.
think-
So quantize it, I think, should be
Yeah.
fine.
So what you can do in Ableton is literally set everything to an exact beat. So you know, for example, the kick or the snare, the main features of that break are going to hit exactly on the click.
Yeah.
So this is like the quantize function in Ableton. We'll just set everything on the 16 to the grid 100%.
We don't normally tune drums, but you can
No.
tell when something's in key and something's
Yeah,
not.
man.
It does sound a bit weird.
Now that's quantized, that's really rigid and like feels like unhuman. You've got to sometimes add a bit of swing to it. You can do this manually by just either playing stuff in or adjusting things sort of as and when you want. But within Ableton, you have different grooves, which essentially enable you to lock down a certain kind of shuffle to your sound. Straight away, it's
Yeah, it sounds
way more
much
groovy,
better.
man, doesn't it? Again, with your EQ, why do you take out the bottom end, mate?
You don't want it to interfere with the things you actually want to have low end. So obviously in drum and bass, you want bassy kick elements and sub elements to take up the
Yeah.
low end. So you don't want to have loads of extra random low end information from sounds that don't really need it. So for example, vocals don't need like sub frequencies.
So we're going to get a 909 Ryder, I reckon. 909 is like a classic drum machine. You'll probably recognise half the sounds in here. Right, now for the snare, man. I think this is a sample from like a Neuro pack. We never use them as they're intended. Like, I think they're good, like punchy layers, aren't they?
But yeah, we're basically using different samples to create different parts of the snare, basically. You never normally find a snare that you like first time round. You just got to try and chop and change bits to make it the way you want to sound it. It was weird because we don't actually normally make tunes in the same room. So this is actually a bit of a weird experience for
it
us.
is.
But I definitely tend to mix as I go. I think you're more get everything in and then mix at the end. But I think the combination of two music things are kind of semi-mixed by the time.
We get in a habit as well of like loading like a snare and you know straight away, right, I need to cut all that low end out,
Yeah.
compress it a little bit
It
easier.
just saves time because once you know the tricks of like just making music,
Yeah.
like you know that you're gonna have to low cut like pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So even a lot of the time I have a pre-set up template of like EQs that I've just got low cuts on them just because it's just like you know that's gonna apart from the sub. Well actually even the sub gets low cut.
I think when we started though, we didn't do that.
No, the tunes were
way.
a mess. Our tunes were a mess when we first
But
started.
that, when you start out, you don't need to worry about that kind of stuff. It's just about like having fun and experimenting and getting a vibe down.
Yeah.
And then just, over time, I think we picked that up, didn't we?
Especially when you get out to playing tunes in clubs.
Yeah.
It's when you realise how important low cutting and all those little things that you've heard on YouTube tutorials. That stuff becomes
you're
really
right, man.
important.
I think DJs like nowadays still the acid test for their tune is like testing it in a club.
It's the only way to really know if the tune bangs or not, man. You have to do it. Yeah, it sounds a bit more.
Sounds right.
That sounds better now. That snare sounds a lot better now.
Yeah.
Leave it back.
What's the level saying?
Everything.
Yeah. Oh, we're good. Right. What we got?
I always want the bass last because I always feel like once you have an intro and the groove, the bass kind of writes itself. I always feel like so.
Vocals off in it. The vocal's still too dry, man.
Yeah, it needs to be wetter.
I reckon that an echo will help. Do on the send.
G sharp. Sick bass
Great bass line there, mate.
Sick bass line. No, that's the wrong note to start. Don't want to start on the room.
Yeah, I think that's all right. That's not going to work, man.
No,
C sharp. I reckon G will work. Pitch down.
So maybe go for a little reese sound.
Yeah. How'd you make a reese, mate?
Mate, every producer should know how to make a reese. Just detune 2 saw waves against each other and add a filter and some distortion. Simple as that.
I can bring that in where this is. Put that over here. Save it for later.
Save it for later. What's this next note going to be on there?
Keep it as is. 2 C's. Not quite, is it?
Make that first one shorter. Shorten that, like. Yeah. We've got 15 minutes. What's the last thing we can do here to make this better?
I don't know, maybe.
Extra bass noises. I guess the thing with like the arrangement is just kind of want to like build tension. Sounds cheesy, but build tension towards the drop.
Yeah, build interest. You don't want to be
And
looping
you
around.
kind of need to introduce the elements of the main bit of the tune earlier on, so it's not like a sudden switch from like weird intro or intro to a complete unrelated drop. So you kind of just slowly introduce elements of the tune in the intro.
Hey, that's bang on 64 as well, man.
That's 64 bars. Bang on.
Should we call it? 5 minutes to spare, man.
Yeah, call it there. I think, it's going to take us a long time
That's
to fully write the tune, but I think that's an idea.
That's it for.
Yeah.
That's not too bad, is it?
That's not too bad at all.
A couple of sketchy moments.
Repitching the whole tune was...
At one point, I thought we were in trouble, man. Thought, we've ruined our career in like one dodgy hour.
We'll never be invited back ever again. No.
Jokes. But yeah, I think that's all right.
Yeah, me too, man. Happy with that. Okay, actually, to be honest, this is the basis for a tune we could actually put out.
Yeah.
To be fair, so.
Let's do it.
Sounds like us.
Yeah. Happy days.